Hey y'all. So it is almost summer, which means all the kids are super excited, and a lot of the parents that I work with are getting pretty anxious. Summer can be a really difficult time if you're parenting kids who struggle. The lack of routine, sometimes the lack of services that they get during the school year, all the different expectations, it can be a really challenging time for a lot of families. So I've got a couple of things to think about as you get ready for summer so we can approach it in a really healthy way that's going to help your family succeed. One of the things that I think is a great thing to do now before we even get to summer is to sit down for kind of a family meeting. Have a conversation with your kids, partner if they're there, and talk about where everybody struggles during the summer. What's the hardest parts for each of you? What are the resources? What are the limits that the family has? Are we able to pay to do this fancy summer camp or this online program? Are we limited because we're still keeping close to home or because somebody's got to work and we've got to be around that? What are the realistic things that are going to dictate what summer goes like? And then what does a really great summer look like? This is such a great thing to ask your kids about because you may be surprised what they tell you. And as much as we can, we want to find ways to incorporate some of that into the next few months. As we kind of sit down and we make plans for the summer, we want to make sure that we're having enough structure to help our kids feel secure. A lot of kids who struggle really need some kind of limits to their day. They need to know I'm going to wake up about this time. Mom's going to do this. Dad's going to do this. I go to bed at this time. On this day, we do whatever. And as frustrating as that can be, having to keep those limits even in the summer, a lot of our kids are going to have much better behavior when they kind of know what to expect and what's expected of them. Now, if you remember those carefree summers from when you were a kid and you woke up whenever you wanted and you played outside and the fireflies came out, it's okay to stop and grieve that you can't give your kids that while also figuring out how much structure are they going to really need to be able to excel and everybody stay healthy. Summer also is a great time to kind of shake things up. So this might be a time when you're like, we're going to add in this therapy and we're going to make some progress. Or maybe we're going to pause some of the therapies and we're going to take a break and let us just be kids and just be family. We're going to do the thing that works for y'all. I think it's also a wonderful time to kind of step back from the diagnoses and the struggles and really embrace what it is that makes your kids unique and figure out how to make that a part of it. So I've got one that's convinced he's going to grow up to be a pirate. And so in the summer, that means that maybe we go visit some old pirate ships. I've got one that's, spend a lot of time forging this summer, and that's fantastic. And it's so much fun. And we just kind of figure out, like, hey, this is the really awesome, fun thing about my kiddo. How do I nurture that? And how do I jump in it with them? And then we want to really spend some time purposely figuring out how do we do the thing that actually works for the family that you have, for the kids that are in front of you. It is completely okay if that does not look like anybody else on the block. It's completely expected that other people are going to look at your summer and be judgy and they're not going to get it. But you do the thing that works for you. That might mean that you travel in different ways than other people do. That might mean that we keep certain routines that other people let go of. It might mean that we call success something that other people don't value at all. And all of that is okay because what really matters is the family that's actually inside your four walls. So we're going to start with an honest conversation, go around the table and talk about what a great summer looks like. We're going to figure out how to give enough structure that our kids still feel safe even as things shift during the summer. We're going to figure out what do we shake up? What do we do different over the next couple months? And how do we do this in a way that really embraces the awesome uniqueness of each child? And then we're going to get real clear on what works for our families. And we're going to do it even if it looks completely different from everybody else's. We're going to do the thing that works. So I hope you really find that helpful. And I'd love to hear about some of the things that you do that make summer work for you and your household. Thanks for listening.